All right, welcome to the Muscle Maturity Podcast, episode 102. I'm here with 1983 Mr. Olympia Samir Bannout and Marcus Guerrero from Old School Labs, and I am John Hansen.
Hi, John. Hi, John.
And what's going on, guys? We got another week in the world of bodybuilding. Some interesting stories coming up. How you guys doing?
Not bad, hanging in. I messed up my back a little bit, John. Finally, I had to do some adjustment. I haven't been to a chiropractor for years.
Yeah.
And so I thought it was my lower back, and the spine, but it turned out to be my pelvis was slightly, needed adjustment. So it's so annoying. I felt like, what the hell? My back was off. I stayed in a hotel for like 12 days. And fortunately, the mattress wasn't, I stayed in that hotel several times, been always good. But that one mattress although it's comfortable, it messed me up big time.
Damn.
So other than that, all good, training, staying in decent shape, thank God. How about yourself? How's Marcus?
I'm pretty good, man. I'm actually in Florida now, visiting family, doing things like that. So it's been fun trying to go to different gyms. Like I think they got like a couple of decent gyms around here. So I've been to like Anytime Fitness. I want to go to the Kissimmee Muscle, but right now it's a good neighborhood gym here. So I've been trying to get that in, makeshift things because they only got like 2 Smith machines and things like that. So, trying to get any creativity going, but it's all good, all love.
What part of Florida?
Davenport, Orlando area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Orlando's got some good gyms.
Yeah. There's a couple. Like there's like I think I saw like 2 or 3 that look like legit.
Yeah.
How you doing, John? How you been?
Pretty good. Gain a little weight, so I'm trying to get some of it off. I don't want to get too fat.
The mind of a bodybuilder.
Normal now. You attacked the normal training and took a break from dieting.
Yeah, I took a break from like a month from dieting, so kind of took it easy with my training for the last month. But I'm starting to go a little heavier starting next week. So
good.
Yeah, that's smart. I feel like a lot of people would do the opposite. They'll think, "Oh, I'm eating more, so let me go crazy, balls to the wall," which probably wouldn't be the best case. Yeah,
that's how you get hurt.
Yeah, man. Those kind of contest prep, they really beat the hell out of you. Believe it or not, some people don't. They think, "Oh, it's like no big deal," but you know what?
Yeah,
it's tough. It'll take a couple of weeks to really recover completely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
After the show was over, man, my back has been like so tight. I've been stretching, yoga. But my back is still super tight.
What has helped you the most, do you feel like, since then, as far as like kind of getting the body back to feeling like not like, dog shit?
What do you mean?
As far as like with your lower back and things like that, like what has been some of the most helpful things? I know you mentioned yoga, but like has been there anything else that has like helped? Like I know Samir mentioned he went to a chiropractor, got like, some adjustments.
Yeah, I just been stretching and doing yoga, and I gained 15 pounds, so I'm sure that had something to do with.
You're filled up.
Making my back feeling tight, all of a sudden gaining 15 pounds. So, but I'm trying to bring my weight down a little bit. I'm trying to keep just my waist like 1.5 inches above what it was for the show, and if I could just maintain that all year, and then just increase the training intensity.
Have you continued cardio or no? Are you taking a break or doing something different with that?
I really haven't been doing it, but I started this week. I've done it already like 4 times this week. So I started. How much
cardio were you doing, John?
Just like 30 minutes, on the treadmill or walking outside.
Nice. Yeah. I remember a while back, I saw a video of like, I think it was James Hollingshead, and it's something that helped out a lot as far as just somebody like me who can get fat easily, I guess you could say, is like don't ever sleep on like a 15-minute walk right after you eat, helps digest and things like that. And things like that really help, especially if you're eating 4, 5, 6 times a day.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Like taking a 10-minute walk after a meal is a great idea.
Yeah. John, I'm not a big believer in long-term, long period of cardio. For me, if you do it for 20 minutes, I have a fast metabolism overall.
Yeah.
And, it is really proven that after 30 minutes, it's really not smart. As far as I'm concerned, especially if your body fat is already low. So, I was lucky enough. I mean, for 82, 83, I didn't even sit on the treadmill. I didn't do any of that.
Yeah.
None. It's not like I'm not against it, but when someone is like overweight and they need to drop quick, that will help. But but 30 minutes should be, in my opinion, should be the max.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm doing it more now that I got older, but when I was younger, I hardly did it at all either.
Well, you got lean, more than lean enough, John. You did good.
Yeah.
You leaned really good. What was your competition weight?
193 in the morning.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's
that
nice.
Good.
Yeah. That's to feel pretty damn
Very
good, honestly.
Good.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's young spring chickens that are fucking 170 and looking great on stage, but they're 170 once, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
sitting there stepping on stage almost 200.
I forgot to ask you. I have some people were asking me, said, "Wow, like Jean looks really good and he's natural." And I'm like, "Yeah, he is." And what they do in that natural competition, did they test you, Jean?
The what?
You get tested in that competition for the natural championship?
In the natural contest, yeah, but not this one. This was the MPC Masters National, so obviously they didn't do any testing there.
Do you feel like
that
it's...
wasn't... Some drug people on using anabolic can compete in that show, right?
Yeah, any national level show where there's not testing, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people using, yeah.
But let me just ask you really quick. Let's say, what's the basic of the test? Like, let's say you have natural high testosterone production. Yeah. I mean, they should be able to differentiate between using anabolic and your androgen level, right? What's the limit of your own production in the testing? There's a limit?
That's a good question. I mean, if they usually do urinalysis testing. So I'm not sure if they can.
Let's say you're natural and your testosterone level are like 1,000. Would they be suspicious that you're taking androgen on outside?
Probably would be. I mean, I would think anything over like 600, 700, 800 they'd probably be suspicious.
Yeah.
And, in the natural shows, they don't allow even like TRT, like for the older guys, they don't allow them to use TRT.
Really? Not even if you are under doctor supervision, right, John?
Right. Yeah. Because, I mean, I agree with that because that's really not natural. I mean, natural is just not taking anything.
Creatine.
If the levels go down when you get older, then that's just the way it goes.
Jean, I forgot to say it. Some people can really compete and use some androgen and won't be getting caught. There is some medication which is elevate your androgen, which is like, let's say, Proviron. No, I'm not teaching people how to do bad things, but Proviron is masterlone. Masterlone is not actually testosterone. It actually elevates. It's an androgen that actually works like testosterone. So you can get a kick out of it. I don't know if they have a specific test that also have masterlone on the list to be tested for. Oh, you don't know?
Yeah. I mean, whenever you do, they never do blood testing at the natural shows. I've never seen them ever do that. So they'll just either do a polygraph test or they'll do urinalysis test, and they usually only urinalysis test like the winners. The people who are at the top, because they can't do tests for everybody, otherwise it would cost a fortune. And I think they only test for the drugs that they request.
Thyroid is not allowed either.
Huh?
Is thyroid isn't allowed? I never really read all these things, but so these are all prohibited.
Hey John, over the years, has it changed a lot, like drastically, as far as I know, like since like 80s, things like that? Did you notice a change, or did it kind of stay the same as far as like how they tested and things like that?
Well, I don't think the natural shows are really going on in the 80s. I mean, I didn't really hear about them till the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, I've never seen a blood test done at a natural show. I've only seen, I used to promote natural shows. I did 15 shows that I promoted, and we either did polygraph tests where you can test everybody, or we did urinalysis test. But the urinalysis test is tricky because you do the test at the show, you got to send away from it. You don't get the results for a week later. So if somebody wins the show and they fail, if they don't return the trophy, they ended up getting the trophy. And then the guy who should have won, who didn't fail the test, isn't going to get rewarded on stage,
Yeah, which sucks.
Yeah.
It takes away a moment.
I mean, you would think a natural show, most of the people going in are natural. Otherwise, why go in a natural show? You just go in. You're using stuff going in another show, Yeah.
Some people do cheat, John. Some people do cheat.
And I think some people believe it too. Like some people think that just because it's been X amount of years or whatever that, oh, I'm natural now. You know what I mean? Like I'm a born again virgin. Like they really think that, or I'm only doing this. I'm only doing TRC or whatever. And kind of how John alluded to it. It's like that's still something.
John, remember, I don't know if you heard of this Egyptian bodybuilder who did a natural show, and he put his mother urine in a balloon.
Yeah.
And he was squeezing it, and the balloon ruptured.
His water broke.
His name was El Shahat Mabrok, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His balloon El Shamaka broke.
And you know, Al Shahat Mabrok, actually, you guys don't know him. I never met him personally, but I know a lot about him, that he was actually an actor in Egypt. He was a good actor. Yeah. He was. Ripped.
Was he a middleweight, Samir? He was a middleweight, right?
I don't think he's like over 190 at
or
the
light
most.
Heavy, maybe. Yeah.
He used to compete against Ahmed Haidar. Remember Haidar?
Oh yeah.
Ahmed used to beat him because Ahmed has a prettier body, but Shahat Mabrok was very muscular. That Harold Poole kind of. You know how Harold Poole looked muscular, vascular.
I think he competed against Lee Labrada at the 85 Universe.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
So now the balloon that ruptured brought all that. Oh my God. You've seen it all, John. We've seen it all over the years, you know? The good and the bad and the ugly.
Right.
And the slippery.
So anyway, yes. So what's new in the world of bodybuilding, Big John?
Well, the big story this week that just came out yesterday was Urs Kalecinski from Germany, the top... excuse me.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless you. God bless you.
Top classic physique champion. He said he's going to open. He's switching from classic physique going to open because he can't make the weight anymore. I mean, we saw him in New York, right? Samir at the New York Pro.
Yes.
He was like 275.
Yeah.
And he's got to get down.
I told him, I said he filled up. I remember.
He's got to lose like 40 pounds or something to make the weight.
That's not good. Yeah. But I think it's a smart move, John, in my opinion. You know, I always compare these guys. I think Chris Bumstead mentioned something about some of the lighter from the classic guy can compete in the open and really make the top 10. In my opinion, I agree with Bumstead here, you know, because I compare them with myself, John. You know, I was under 200 when I went to Olympia, and I was competing against Berto Fox, who was almost 220. I competed against Joseph Polkosh. You know, Joseph was huge, rest in peace. And Lance Dreyer, Lee Haney was close to 250. And I still managed to win that show. So, you know, I honestly don't, come on, I'm not always on board with the weight classes, John. I think so many classical guys can really destroy bigger guys, you know, but I mean, we need to put that in some of the judges' head. And I think the system have changed. I'm pretty sure if Jim Mannion listened to me, he would agree with me. I know he'd agree with me, but then again, the classes was done actually to make it easier on some people. But then when you have guys like Urs, you have to drop all these poundages and lose tons of lean mass.
Yeah,
I don't think it's healthy. Same thing with Brayon. Brayon had to drop a huge amount of weight the last minute, like something like at least 16, 17 pounds of muscle, John. It's really crazy. So, yeah, I think Urs will do great. I think he'll do great, especially, like I said, I told him, I said, you know, Urs, all you need to do, improve your arms a little bit. I think you're going to do great. I think his arm can improve a little bit. I bet you he will gain because as he gained that muscle mass, I'm pretty sure his arm probably come up pretty much. So good.
Is he
good
pretty
move,
young?
I think, John.
Is Urs pretty young?
I don't think Urs is. I think he's under 30. I think he's like 29.
Yeah.
20,
I think he's going in his 20s. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense then to compete at a heavier weight. I mean, if his body's growing, you know, I mean, why? You know, losing 40 pounds for a contest is crazy. So
it's crazy. Yeah. I totally agree, John.
I think he even mentioned in the message that he was like he's near stage ready. Like he's close to stage ready right now. Like, so of the weight that he drops, predominantly most of it might be all
Muscle.
Lean
muscle.
mass.
Yeah,
Lean
mass. Yeah,
mass. Unhealthy. Yeah.
yeah.
No. Yeah. Yeah. So I think it's a smart decision. If you want to be healthy, why you want to lose all this lean muscle mass? And then right away I compare him, like I said earlier, with myself. I was 196. I competed with guy at 240 and 250, and I won. So why not? Why not? I mean,
So he's going to do the Italy Pro in 2 weeks. So
yes.
how do you guys think he'll do? He's going to go up against who's on the list?
He was like Marc Hector.
Marc
You had
Hector.
Sergio Oliva, Quinton. Those are probably like the heavy hitters.
So he's competed against Quinton and those guys. Yeah. Well, John, I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park, although I like Urs. I think he's gets shredded. He's a very good poser, good personality on stage.
Yeah.
But, man, look, I have to be honest with you. I'm friend with Urs. I talked to him. We talked on the phone. We talked in person. Look, you cannot. Look, Quinton is a very dangerous bodybuilder. I still haven't seen Quinton come in etched. In the last show, Quinton lost because he missed his peak. And I sincerely mean it. We talk, go back and forth, me and Quinton. We exchange messages. I honestly believe if he was a masterful, very, very intelligent, or someone who understands bodybuilding from A to XYZ, and he would peak properly, oh my God, Lord have mercy. He would have won. I still like his body more than the winner at the time and the second place finisher. I can't go by name. What's one of them named Jean? It said Marcus. Second place was who?
Second place Joe Palacios.
And third?
Third Quinton. Quinton got third, and then Joe Palacios second at the recent show. Then Jordan Hutchinson got first.
Yeah, okay. Like Jordan, he was more polished. He really deserved to win that last show, without a doubt.
Yeah.
But I would still go with, if you tell me what body would you take, of course, Quinton. So when Quinton ready, 100% ready, I think Jordan will have a hell of a time. He'll have a problem with him, yes. Everybody will, not just Jordan.
Did you guys see Quinton is training with Samson? He's staying at Samson's house and training for the Italy.
I thought that was really cool of Samson.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah.
I commented on one of that posts that Samson put out. I said, I love that guy's body, and I think it's very good that they have a good team now working. It's actually going to help Samson in a big way too, because really Samson too, he needs to have that superior quality to really feel more at ease at the Olympia, because he's still also. It's not going to be a walk in the park for Samson either, although he has the body just like Quinton. And if they are not right on the money, forget about it.
Yeah.
You just got to be shredded. Onions. You know that, John, from your own competition.
Yeah.
When you peak properly, it was like easily visible. Wow, look at John. It's a different person. I mean, you kept getting better and better. In the last contest you peaked even a lot better than you did in the first two.
Right.
So, when I look at Quinton, John, and I see that beautiful line, I see diamond calf, small ankle, the flow of the thigh, tiny waist. He's got nothing missing, in my opinion, but he did not peak 100%. So, and the fact that Jordan came in etched to the bone, it was like, yes, it was a win for Jordan, without a doubt. But the show before, I felt it could have gone either way. Mm-hmm. And the first time when Quinton came in second, I thought he probably could have won. You were there at that show, and you said that he smoothed out at the show went on. I remember you said that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but then again, man, just tell me, Samir, what body you want. I'll take Quinton.
Yeah.
Again, from what we're saying here, Quinton going to Samson to work out there is going to help both of them.
Yeah.
In a big way. And let's hope he will peak properly in Italy. And I think he's dangerous. I know Urs is very good. I know who else is competing in Italy besides
Marc Hector and Sergio Jr.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, Sergio looks a lot better in the past photo I've seen of him.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like he's working finally with someone that really understands a little bit more of Sergio's body. I didn't say that the other guy. I mean, I know he worked with Dorian Yates. I know he worked with Chris Aceto. I know he worked with several people. But whoever he's with right now, plus what he have done in the past 2-3 competition, Sergio seemed to be more in control of his quality. I like his quality a lot more, and so I don't know. I want to see the finished product. But I mean, looking at him full and popping and really good. Look at that double bicep. I mean, all you need is to peak from there. He's like, I don't see anything wrong. Look at the arms, the back. I could like to see him a little bit more tighter in the middle, but
I'm dangerous too. I'm really curious to how different Urs is going to look on the Italy stage in the sense of with that amount of weight difference. Because like for me, I know that with the Prague Pro Show when it came to Martin and Chris, so you have a top contender in Classic versus Martin, so 2 top contenders. Now this is still a top contender in Classic, and Urs, who's now going to go against people who aren't necessarily a first call out in Men's Open Olympia the way Martin was. So I'm very curious to how that's going to like shape up on stage against like a Sergio, a Quinton, a Martin, a Marc Hector.
That's a good way to put it. Honestly, I guess sometime some team can match up differently. I guess it's in basketball.
Yeah.
Some team can match up with other team and beat them, and then we'll go to a weaker team and lose to the weaker team. But again, I would like to see them all on stage. Like I said, it's not going to be a walk in the park for Urs. And again, if Urs gets his arm, look, because listen, Quinton got a huge arm, got a beautiful arm. So do legs. Legs are good. So if Urs have a bigger arm with the quality that he brings to the stage, all bet is out. I don't know. We'll have to see who is going to be better that day. Right, John?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I would say, if I had to make a prediction, I would give it to Quinton because I think he just needs to peak right. And I think he's definitely got the potential to win. And he wants to go to the Olympia this year. So I would bet on him. Sergio is looking really good too, but we have to see if he can peak for the stage. And, Urs, I think, is going to do well. But, I think he'll stack up well with those guys. But I don't think he's going to beat guys like Quinton and Sergio on his first tryout.
Yeah, you know what, John? I agree with you regarding Quinton. But let me ask you, is Urs being coached by Hadi right now? By Hani? Or
I'm not sure.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Yeah. I think really coaching does matter. You got an intelligent coach that really bring you in tip-top condition. We have some coaches up to now. It's a fine line, John. It's a fine line. Sometimes some of the coaches interpret fat as flat. You know what I mean? When some coaches look at you and they say, you're fat, but you're not fat. You're flat. So the judges don't know that. The judge is going to see what they see that day. If you're flat, you got to lose. And, if you're fat, you got to lose. But you got to pop. You got to dry up. Yeah, if you look at Quinton, he was not fat. We know he was more ripped. But the fact that he was somewhat flat, it tends to make you look somewhat fatter or smoother.
Yeah.
And so this is what separates the man from the boys when it comes to coaching. So if you have a coach that understands how to make you pop, and we could say that again, John, it's like the water war. How much fluid in the cell? Sometimes they don't know. They think, oh, well, I will lose a little water, but you already need water. Some of the great coaches, sometimes they look at you and they're like, oh, yeah, you're holding water. No, but you're not holding water. You need water. So only capable coaches can really hit the bomb, hit the, right on the nose. Guys like Hani would know that. Why? Why do I say Hani? Because Hani, he competed himself. And he delivered so many champions. Like, how many times did he help Phil Heath peak and make him, come out alive?
Yeah.
He helped Derek. He helped many champions. So he's been there, done that. So it's a different when you are with an okay coach or 100% capable coaches. And not all coaches created equal, John, to be honest with you.
Does Quinton coach himself?
I don't know. I haven't really asked him. I don't know. But whoever's coaching him, he's really still not 100% aware of the peaking process. Peaking is everything. Mm-hmm. And I keep talking to people. Sometimes when you think you're smooth, you got to drop some water. It could be the opposite. So that comes from loss of experience. Okay. I mean, I know a kid, like I looked at him, let's say, I'll give you an example. One kid I was helping, and you know what he did, John? He had a diuretic with him. He said, Samir, I think I'm holding water. You know what I told him? I said, no, you're not. If you touch that diuretic, I'm going to break your hand. You know what he did? And, he ate a little bit more. He went on stage, and guess what? He was the most ripped guy in the contest. Mm-hmm. And, so you cannot make this move right away. You cannot judge the guy from here to here. You got to put him like 10 yards away and look at him.
Speaking of
it's a very complicated.
My bad. Go ahead. My bad, Samir. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. Sometimes what you see from here to here, Marcus, what you see someone who's ripped from 1 yard away, when you put him 12 yards away, he looks flat, and he will look smooth. And when you see someone who is really not 100% shredded from here, from 10 yards away, that guy looked much more ripped.
Better, yeah. So
it's a complicated issue here, and only few that understand that fine line. And I'm sure John aware of it, So that's what I'm saying. And so coaching does matter.
I wanted to ask a question because there was I think I saw an interview with Breon, and I actually wanted to ask you guys because he was talking about, peaking and getting ready for like the Olympia this year. And he was saying that he's going to diet down even lower because he's always came in the show trying to like force things right up until show date to where now he's trying to say like maybe a couple weeks out, he's going to be below the actual weight cap. And how do you feel that's going to help as far as, or will it help, things like that? Because he feels like you're going to see a totally different physique now because I'm not going to sit there and be so depleted because I'm going to have time to kind of get some weight into the show, grow into the show. Not grow, but you know what I'm saying? Be lesser, come in at least like 5 pounds lower a couple weeks out and then kind of build back up, replenish the body and all that. So like, I just want y'all's take on that.
I had a conversation, Breon and I talked on the phone about 3 weeks ago. He asked me my opinion about some things as far as, whether competing at heavier weight, etc. I think the idea of going down early and come back up, you're not going to get fat. You're going to get full if you understand how to keep the fluid in the right place and not to go overboard. It's better to go up instead of going down. Imagine you are in a bag that is empty. When it's empty, look at it. It just doesn't look right. When you put air in it, like it's tighter. So it's actually better to be, to drop weight early and go back up so you get more fuller into your skin. You get tighter, harder looking. That's what I've done over the years myself. I go down and go back up because you can't get fat. Marcus, nobody can get fat in 2 or 3 days of eating. The only issue is you can get watery if you do it wrong. But fat, you cannot. Even if you ate the Haagen-Dazs factory for a day or two before the show, you can't get fat even if you try. And most people are not aware of it. You're not aware of it. It's a water war. Your body will start, once you are completely full, then your body starts storing fat. Okay? But it's not that simple to get fat. It's like, we always said it like the fat and flat. It's like flat is the problem. Water retention is a problem. Stress and excitement sometimes makes you hold water. All of those things come to play, and you have to have capable, in control coach to really take you. And I think, he's working with Chris Cormier. And Chris Cormier has been there, done that. He understands because he did it many, many times himself. So hopefully the idea of filled up the final couple weeks, go back up, I think it's a smart thing.
Yeah. Okay.
What
Yeah.
do you think, Jean?
Yeah.
Take your Jean opinion on that.
Well, I heard Breon say that in an interview, but I don't know. I thought he always had to lose a lot of muscle to make the weight. So I'm not sure how he's going to like get to that weight and then go up. You know what I mean? I mean, I
Yeah.
think he'd still have to lose muscle because he's just got too much muscle on his frame. I mean, I almost think he was talking about going to the 212, and then he changed his mind and decided to go back to classic. So I don't know. I mean, the problem with the guys in the classic physique is the shorter guys have to weigh a really light weight.
Yeah.
I need to fix
you know,
that.
like my coach was telling me I should do classic at this last show too, but I would have had to lose like 13 pounds of weight from where I was, and I definitely would have lost muscle, and I wouldn't have looked good. So
Yeah.
you got to lose a lot of weight to get to classic.
In my opinion, Jean, this is something the MPC Pro League should really do something about it. You need to test the athlete 72 hours prior to competition. You got to allow the athlete at least 72 hours for recovery. So, they can have let's say, official go to your house, knock on your door, get you on the scale, make sure you make the scale, you make the weight. And
I think that's a good point. The more time.
72 hours is necessary. It's necessary. And they can keep the weight classes intact this way, but really not giving them time to recuperate and like checking them only like 24 hours before, it's a no. I completely disagree with it. So checking the athlete 72 hours and making sure you have eyewitness, have 2 or 3 official, get in that scale, get you on the scale, take photo and say, you know what, Mr. Minion or whoever in charge, say, yeah, he's so, he made scale, he made weight. If you don't make that weight 72 hours before, then you're not going to compete. But 72 hours, you could change the whole thing. I mean, you could actually back and load up for whatever. You could gain, I can go up 15 pounds in 72 hours.
Who do you think would fare better in the open division between Ramon Dino and Urs? Like, who do you think has the higher ceiling in open out of those two if you had to pick one?
Well, I'll tell you, honestly, I'm friend with, Logan. Sucking Logan Ramon, right? Is that what you said?
Oh, Ramon. Yeah. Because I know Ramon's one of the ones who has in the past struggled with making that weight cap. So
I love Ramon's body, to be honest with you. I think Ramon has beautiful, beautiful body. In fact, not to be rude or anything, I thought even when Bumstead was competing against him, sometime I felt Ramon could have probably taken it. Sometime I felt that way.
Yeah.
I mean, I the thing is, Bumstead is a really very intelligent bodybuilder. He knows how to peak and he knows how to show his strength and hide his weaknesses.
Yeah.
Ramon doesn't know how to do that, but just standing like that, Ramon is like unbelievable.
Yeah.
Now let's say another thing, like Mike Badass. He's a badass. he's a badass and he's good. I mean, he put on a lot of muscle. I said to Mike, I said, hey, you should be in the open now. You have plenty of muscle. He said, no, well, now he answered me and said, Samir, I'm going to stick with classic for now. And then I answered, I said, you know what? I kind of agree that even bigger guys can still have that classical look, but again, following the rule and regulation of the MPC Pro League, I mean, he's got to do what he got to do. Yeah. So between Ramon and Logan, okay, Ramon, Logan, and who else again?
Like Urs.
Urs. I mean, it's not going to be walk in the park for either one of them. I know Logan is going to come in shredded. Logan know his body very well. Logan know how. He was the most ripped last competition. Come on, we all saw that, and actually that really put Logan back on the map, because for a while he went down considerably, but then he hit a Hiroshima bomb last competition. He came in like perfect. He peaked perfect. So some people put him ahead of Mike Badass, but it was very close. But I think Logan was a little bit sharper than Mike at the time. Now, if both at the same level, I'm staying out of it. I'm not going to say anything until I see these guys face next to each other on stage. They are both good posers, Jean. They both have a nice body. They all both can bring quality. I tell you one thing I'm in touch with Logan quite a bit, and he's like hard as a nail already. He is shredded, and he's so passionate. He poses all the time, and he's trying his best. When you are masterful, we know who is masterful. Frank Zane was so masterful on stage. He beat all the bigger guys. Why? Because he's a master. He knows how to stand from A to XYZ. So Logan can do that, be with that kind of quality, performs similar to Zane, let's say, with someone who's really been there. But again, against Mike Badass, I could say I'm going to stay out of it because Mike's got a beautiful body, complete body too. But I think Mike looks more like bodybuilding right now, according to what's going on. He looks more like going in the open instead of going to classic. I don't know if you agree with me, Jean, but, all bad from my side, I'm staying out of it. Sergio Oliva is going against them. Is that what you said? It's Sergio or?
It'll be Sergio, Urs, Marc Hector, and Quinton.
Not Ramon.
No, Ramon. No, I was just asking as far as who would fare the best out of like those people who are having issues with the weight cap. And this might be a minority thought, but I always preferred Ramon's body over like a Bumstead. I know Samir, you mentioned both of those names earlier. I tend to like Ramon's better.
I think Ramon would do better if he gained weight.
Yeah, he looks.
He did, John.
He always looks better when he's heavier, and then when he has to come down for the classic, he loses it. He flattens out.
You know what? I 100% agree with you, John. I just saw videos, and I just put a thumb up. I liked it. Ramon has a beautiful flow to his body. His forearms, his arm, his waist, he flows so nice. And his legs, the sweep, the calves. I mean, Ramon, I don't like this pose. I don't want to look at it. Ramon, I'm against this kind of posing, okay? I'm against that. You hear me? All of you bodybuilders out there, don't pose like that. All right. Anyway. But I love Ramon's body, man. Ramon got beautiful body. Really beautiful body. Yeah. And he need to bring, like John said, he need to be full, popping, and shredded. If he does that, again, I'm telling you, he was the closest one to beat Bumstead. And at time, he beat Bumstead in some poses, but then again, Bumstead were able to control him in the positioning and showing the best of C-Bum. And that's why C-Bum, like I said, C-Bum is a smart bodybuilder. You can't take that away from him. That's why he won that champion. I don't know how many times he won, 6 or 7. I don't know. I lost count.
So do you think Ramon should do what Urs is doing and go to open?
100%.
You do? Yeah.
Yeah.
I do that because, I mean, why not, John? I mean, if I say no, I don't, then it's like me. Why should I compete against those bigger guys?
Yeah.
I mean, if I was able to beat some big guys, I beat him easily, convincingly. So if Ramon comes in full, shredded, hard as a nail, come on, you know what? He'll be my favorite, honestly.
For open or for classic?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen him with the biggest guy yet, but I think he still fare very well due to his beautiful balance. And due to, I mean, look, when you have a pretty body in condition, you will stand out no matter if you have 500-pound guys up there.
Yeah.
You would still come out alive. You need to be shredded and masterful, full, popping. Again, well, I was could be wrong.
When they had that guest posing in Pittsburgh, I think it was on Sunday after the Saturday show, and Ramon was up there and he was heavier and he looked way, way better.
Yeah. Thank you, Jean. That says it here, right? I mean, I saw a video of him just a couple of days ago, and I was very impressed. He looked so much bouncy, muscle full, popping.
Yeah.
And this is the one I think Ramon should come in full and dry. I don't know.
So who do you guys think the
favorite
favorite is for the Classic Physique Olympia this year now with bumps heads out? You think it's going to be Mike Badass? You think he's going to win?
Yeah, to me, he's the front runner. I would love to see Ramon. I mean, shoot, somebody that, speaking of New York and things like that, the Josima Munoz, that guy, he shocked me. Like, even though Terrence beat him, I thought Josima deserved to win personally. Like, and I think that he's going to be somebody who kind of shows out at the Olympia. Hopefully, I'm hoping he does.
Is he qualified?
No, not yet. Sadly. So
well, let me just say that we're gonna have Ramon, Logan, and Mike Badass next to each other, correct?
Assuming so, if everything goes right for them, yeah.
I tell you,
Terrence.
These are my top three. These are Terrence. No, my top three, honestly, in that show would be, if considering all in top condition, it'd be Ramon and Mike Badass and Logan, and I think these are my top three, without a doubt. I mean, look at Terrence is very good, and he gets ripped, but then there's certain area that's still. I mean, I commented on Terrence. His arm has came up quite a bit because he had a weak arms a couple years back, but he's improved them quite a bit, and his calves needed to come up a little bit. So when I look at Ramon and I look at the arms and the forearms and the calves, the diamond calves, the size and the flow, Ramon's weakness, he's not a masterful poser. He can pose, but not too masterful. He needs to be more masterful. I'm sorry. That's why Logan is more masterful. That's why Logan already won at least two championships in posing. He won the Olympia and the Arnold Classic in posing. He was the best poser. Mm-hmm. Why? Because he's in total control on stage. That alone is going to give him some, actually, not to really be right there. I don't know if Sergio can pose as good or whatever. I mean, Mike Badass is a good poser, but I still think Logan definitely going to be the best poser. Definitely.
What about like?
And I'll repeat that.
What about like in classic? What about like those like Matt Grego or even like Breon? Breon's always in that mix, that top 4, top 5 area. I mean, they definitely throw they throw a little wrench in that for those people like a Logan, like Badass.
Remember, Breon won that title before. Yeah. Okay.
And you could argue the next show he should have won that one.
I like to see Breon be comfortable as a weight, without weight limitation, and he comes in as shredded as possible. Then we can see the real Breon.
Yeah.
I don't like it when you end up losing 15, 20 pounds of muscle the final, couple, 3 or 4 weeks. It's bullshit. I'm against that. How can we correct that? Talk to Jim Manion. Talk to Tyler. Talk to Steve Weinberger. They need to do something about it, man. I mean, this is unhealthy when these guys have to lose 25 pounds or 20 pounds of muscle or even 10 pounds of muscle.
Yeah.
Luckily, I didn't have to do that, Marcus. I didn't have to do that.
Well, that's what I'm saying is you were in a time where you were going against them. Like you were going against the biggest guys of your time. And so hopefully like with what Urs is doing, this will maybe hopefully promote that and maybe get some other people on board and influence and inspire them to do the same thing.
I'm not afraid. I would compete. I wouldn't want to compete in the Classic. I want to compete with the big guy.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, I posted photo on my story one time. I was 216 shredded. I'm capable of being around 216 or 270 or 280 shredded to the bone. With that size on my body, the balance, I think I could do good against anyone. I mean, in 1988, I was 223 in top condition, but it was the very first time, let me be honest, the very first time I used GH. The very first time, because 83, 84, I mean, I'm going to be honest here, old school, but I'm an honest school, no bullshit school here. I use GH, but responsibly. I didn't take 4 IU and 10 IU, some of these stupid things. I don't do that. But I was at the body weight 223. God has strike me dead. I swear on the soul of my mother and father. that when I walk into World Gym in that condition, Ed Giuliani, Zabel Kozowski, everybody said, like, you know what? Nobody's going to beat this. Nobody's going to beat that. And then I was end up training with Italian doctor, Dr. Massimo Spatini. And Massimo, he's a pretty smart guy. He knows his chemistry, he knows that. But even Dr. Massimo wasn't accustomed to know much about growth hormone at the time. So Dr. Massimo will see me. I mean, I was 223, really, really in good shape. So when you see me at 220, you think I got fat, but I'm not fat, I'm flat. So we kept going down. Guess what, John? I went down to 202. And guess what? I didn't look good at all. And I tried to get back up. 3 days of eating, I ended up going up back to 206, 207. And guess what? I didn't look the way I should. I didn't look bad at all. It took me.
What year was that, Samir?
Took me 1988. It took me.
Oh, 88.
It took me 1 week of constant eating. I went back to 216. I was scary. If I had been on the stage at 216, again, you know, you learn, we learn as we go. But I'm telling people the truth. I'm not crying over spilled milk. I'm not a cat. But the thing is, you know what, John, it's what happened. You know, life is a school. So I tell people about that. Nobody wants to understand the fat and flat and watery, all these things. But after 50 years of experience, you know, you can count on me on that in that area. So anyway, I listen to Dr. Massimo quite a bit. Every time you see me flat, you think I need to diet harder. Every time you see me flat, but that was wrong. I needed to eat. I needed to rest. I need to fill up and get back. And so anyway, it all backfired that year. Even though with GH, guess what? You do GH the wrong way, you lose. It speed up my metabolism too much, John. So it doesn't mean, oh, you got GH, or it's like walk in the park, you're going to get better. It worked against me, not for me. But again, taking advice from someone also doesn't have the experience in this particular area, it did backfire. Anyway, if look at the story on Instagram, and I'm doing arms, and check my weight there. I was about 216, 217 doing biceps, and I was shredded at that weight. And I looked like that at 223, John. But I lost my muscle. I over dieted. I was barely. Actually, that photo. If you go to my main post, that one right there. Look at that. No, not that one. Somebody photoshopped that stupid picture. Like that. What Sean Ray did. That.
Oh yeah, they did Photoshop.
Yeah, I did hate that picture. Anyway, I hate it when they play with pictures. Go back to the first picture. That one when I'm doing curl. Yeah, that one. I was 216 here, and you can see the size, the quality. Yeah, if I looked like that on stage, it would have been like done deal. 88 Olympia. Live and learn. That's okay. Now my student won't make those mistakes.
Right.
You know, life is a school, man. You know.
Yeah.
But sometimes I like to elaborate and talk about things because it's, you know, experience. Sometimes tell you, oh, I didn't take GH. I didn't touch GH until 1988. And that was the difference, and it messed me up.
Yeah.
And John, I swear to God, was taking 2 IU, 2.5 IU. That's it. I didn't take a lot, but still, my metabolism was so good. And live and learn.
Yeah.
So what's next, John?
Well, I wanted to talk about Jordan Hutchinson because he won 2 shows in a row, the Tampa show and the Texas show. So how do you guys think he's going to do in the Olympia? Think he'll make top 10 or top 6? Where do you think he's going to place?
I looked at his photo. I mean, this guy seemed to be very smart about peaking, and he seemed to have plenty of muscle. And we won't know. I mean, we need to see him compare with a bigger boy. I want to see him next to Hadi Choopan. I want to see him next to Derek. Then I can make some judgment here. I think, put him next to Martin, I think he's pretty muscular. He looks incredibly muscular. He looked really good when he won, especially the final show. I think that was his best. Yeah. And, the first time I thought it was between him and Quinton. But look at that. I mean, he knows his body. And look at that. Abs, his midsection, shoulders. I mean, he's fantastic. Let's see. What, you know how much he weighs, Jean?
It's like 260.
Huh? 260?
Wow.
Oh, he looks shorter for me looking at that video.
He's 5'10".
He's so compact.
Dang.
Yeah. Look at that. I mean, I see the bodies peak perfectly. Look at that glutes.
I think he was like at least 12 pounds heavier this year than last year.
I'd like to see more. I like to see his delts to be more shredded. The legs, nothing to say.
Close to 300 in the off season.
Yeah, his hamstring looks great. His glutes, shoulders. Yeah, his intercostal.
I think he said he was even. I think he was a couple pounds tighter in Texas than he was in Tampa.
Yeah, and you know, Jean, for some reason, I'm not on board with the delts and most bodybuilders nowadays. I don't see fibrous shoulders. I don't know the reason why, what's behind it. I'd like to see more striated. I'd like to see a lot of separation between shoulders and arm. But everything else I see, Jordan, he's good. He looks very good. Otherwise, he wouldn't have won these two competitions. So I don't know whether he would make the top 10, Jean, yet. I don't know. You know, he's worthy. I mean, probably he's capable.
Mm-hmm.
But, okay, let's put him next to Nick Walker. What do you think, Jean?
I think Nick will be bigger.
Nick would be bigger?
Yeah.
Well, Nick would not be competing at that weight. Nick would be what, 260 on stage?
Yeah, couple
this year.
You know what I like about Jordan? I like his midsection here. Look, his waist looks small, so he did a good job. And now, I like him.
Good aesthetic, a good shape.
He needs to put his feet together, though. I don't like the way he spread his legs. That's not good. That's wrong. Double biceps, feet should be closer together. I'm being this truthful. I hope he takes that as a constructive criticism. Okay, it's never destructive here. Nothing negative.
Yeah, I think if he peaks and he comes in really hard condition and like he did here, I think he'll make the top 10.
Okay. Well, I mean,
that's no small feat either.
No,
that's a lot of heavy hitters he's beaten.
Making the top 10.
It all depends on who hits their peak. Usually at the Olympia, it's like 3 or 4 guys are really at peak condition.
Okay, Jean, question. Let's put him next to Martin. We know Martin was fourth at the Olympia, and that's like a huge respect to be fourth in the first Olympia. What do you say if Martin is in condition and Jordan in top condition? What you say about that, John?
If Martin shows up like he did last year, I think he'd beat him.
Yeah, I agree.
Martin will,
but Martin was off in
Pittsburgh.
Okay. Yeah, Martin flows very, very well. You know, the thing about Martin, he's got that not awkward looking muscles. He's got like his chest is round, his shoulders they flow properly. His body flows very, very well. We had some talk, Martin and I, at the expo a couple weeks ago, and I told him, I said, you know what? The more we focus on quality, the better the chances, you know. And he's smart. He's not one of those guys that whine like, oh, you know. He takes things in a positive way, and he's a positive person. So, I hope he will improve over that last year Olympia and get ultra shredded. Look at you, see his fullness, his chest, his shoulders, the way they hang, like the arm, the vein on his arm are pretty. His waist is small here. Of course, he's not contest ready right here, but when you have that kind of fullness and be etched to the bone, it's going to be very, very more respectable than ever. And I'm sure he's going to be improved at the Olympia for sure. I like his body. And this is why the judges notice that this guy is in the winner's circle, because he flows very well. And he posed very good too. So he did not do anything foolish in his presentation.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think about his chances of making the top 3, Jean?
No, I don't think he's gonna make top 3.
You don't think? All right, Marcus, what do you think?
Martin, no, it'll be very tough. I think definitely. I say I would put my money on first call out. Maybe 6. Definitely, he can be in that top 6 mix, but top 3 is going to be
Okay.
very. I mean, just because of Samson, Hadi, and Derek alone, and Nick, throw those, it's just really hard to make that top 3. Anything can happen. Don't get me wrong. Anything can happen, but my money would be on no. Andrew,
You know what?
yeah.
I kind of don't want to make judgment anymore. I don't want to make judgment anymore because, when these guys come to the show 100% etched and ready, we will have a different perspective. I mean, I'll tell you what, look, you know what? Listen, I mean, Nick Walker's muscular, freaky, is big, but again, I don't think Martin is. I mean, I look at his body, it's similar to a body like mine. He's got just about everything, nothing missing. But it's all about who comes in hard and shredded. Hard and shredded. This is the word at the Olympia. I don't care how big you are. If you're not going to act and perform your body in a professional way, it's going to hurt you. So the Olympia is getting more difficult nowadays, John. It's not the same like in the past few years. Even Derek is not going to have it walk in the park,
No.
Yeah.
So
and it's interesting because we've seen Derek off recently. I mean, in the past couple of years, we've seen an off Derek, and I feel like with as far as betting odds and things like that going into the show, that's why I do put so much play into like a Nick Walker because it's very rare that we've ever seen him truly off. You know what I'm saying? Like truly off. Yeah, there was the one time in New York where you against Martin, but we one show out of these shows as of late, and he's been on. So it's hard to even go against someone like Nick.
Look, I think here's what I have to say. All along, John, we always felt Derek the front runner. Right now, I'm going to change my tone a little bit. And I'm going to say Derek needs to be a little more professional. Although he is Mr. Olympia already, he needs to be a little bit more professional. He needs to be more in control of his presence and not to do things that does not belong to him, okay? And I say that with confidence after all these years in the game. I study everyone, and I really want the best for him. I think he's a great bodybuilder. He's got everything. Derek, he's got the body. I disagree with some of his positioning. I'm sorry, but I have to tell Chris Aceto, I disagree with some of the positioning. 100% disagree. Okay, Chris? You need to trust me with that. Okay, we are doing a great job on getting him ready. We need to get him even more ready this time. He needs to be etched to the bone. He needs to have saran wrap skin. He needs to present himself like Frank Zane, like Lila Brada. He needs to show mastery on stage. In this nonsense presentation, to me, it hurts you. It doesn't help you. Okay? So some of those things that he does, and we talked about it a few weeks back, about spreading the wing like that and head double bicep with legs open. All of those things are important. You need to take those into consideration. We need to, I hope they take this into constructive criticism. I love Derek's body. He's got a beautiful arm, great lat. And by the way, he doesn't need to have bigger lat anymore. I know so many athletes that try to get bigger lat by doing things. It's not approved, in my opinion. Some of the stuff that's being done to make the muscle bigger, it's not approved. You're already big. You're already balanced. You already have tons of muscle mass, and that flows very good. All you got to do is just make some adjustment. Make some adjustment. Look at the art, not about just the muscle mass. I guarantee you, if Frank Zane listening to this podcast, he will agree with me 1,000%. You need to think quality, Mr. Aceto. You need to work with Derek on presentation a little bit better. We need to adjust every pose and make him flow very well. We don't say that about Bumstead because we know Bumstead is masterful. If Bumstead have that mass and the balance of Derek, Bumstead would destroy everybody and he would destroy everyone in the big Olympia. I'm not joking. But Bumstead is an intelligent bodybuilder that actually have that Frank Zane mentality of shoot to kill. Competition time, Bumstead comes shredded, okay? So if Derek take the presentation from Bumstead and act like Chris Bumstead on stage, and guess what? It's going to be hard to beat.
He also had Hani, which was probably such a big help for Chris.
You know what? You got to go to a professional when it comes to presentation. We need to listen. Nobody is good enough in posing. Not even me. Not even. You know what? Frank Zane once told me this, and up till now, it's still ringing in my ear. He asked Dexter Jackson one time to come and practice with him. And you know what? If you don't listen to Frank Zane, if you have an offer for Frank Zane to help you perfect your positioning, if you don't think that will help you, honestly, you are a fool. You are a big fool, not just a fool. Because everybody can get better. Everybody can get better. You know, there's no boundary. There's no limitation.
Yeah.
The art always is there. So Derek lack in that department. I'm sorry, maybe some other people disagree with me. But those that disagree with me, they haven't been around as long as me. They haven't been around as long as John, we have been in this game forever. 5 decades, Marcus. When we say things, we don't see it in a derogatory way.
Yeah, and people want to get you got the past, yeah.
Yeah, if people want to get bent all out of shape because Samir said that, no, don't take me wrong. I really want to see any of them win. I mean, I say the same thing about, what's his name? Always talk about Samson. Samson have a beautiful body. He's massive. He's got everything. We need Samson to come in with like paper thin skin. If he does that, Lord have mercy. We said it a million times. Nick Walker. I talked to Nick Walker, although I'm like become a friend with Nick Walker. Nick Walker have done a huge improvement. He started looking more prettier. He's focusing on the middle. Nick Walker needs to improve in the posing too. He needs to also keep the feet together a little bit closer. The legs need to be a little closer. Every one of them, you know what? You know who's a good poser? Samson, yeah. Samson doesn't make weaknesses with his posing. Yeah. But we need Samson to be more polished.
He's gotten a lot better at it too.
From my perspective, I'm not trying to be Mr. Smartass here, but I'm telling you what I've learned in 50 damn years in the game, Yeah. I like them all, but, I guess, you may, I don't know, Jean, you agree with some of the things I said or,
Yeah, I just think, when it comes to the Olympia, I think momentum plays a big part in it. And we were talking about Martin. I mean, Martin had the momentum going in last year. I mean, you still got to come in on shape, but if you have the momentum going into the show, like Martin took a real close second place to Nick at the New York Pro, and then he goes to the Olympia in top shape and he takes top 4. I'd say the guy that's got the momentum this year is Nick, because he got a real close second to Derek. And then he won the New York show, and now he's just looking. He's not even going for that aesthetic look. He's just getting freakier and freakier.
But John, momentum, I agree with.
He's got the momentum going in. Now, I'm not saying he's going to place high, but
but John, we can't always go. John, we can't always base it on momentum. Momentum.
No, I'm saying momentum's not everything. You still got to show up in good shape, because like Andrew Jack had momentum going last year because the way he looked at Texas was crazy. And everybody was hoping that he was going to shock everybody at the Olympia, and he didn't.
Do you feel like it sometimes gives him the nod kind of thing?
Yeah,
like it gives him that judge nod.
I mean,
if you go to the Olympia every year, everybody's like, okay, here's going to be the top 5. Everybody like kind of knows who the top 5 is going to be, and it's like that every single year. Now that doesn't mean it's going to be like that, but it helps to have that.
John,
the momentum going in, and to have most people thinking, nobody knows who's going to be in the top 5, but like I think everybody this year is going to say, okay, it's going to be Samson, it's going to be Derek, it's going to be Hadi, and then it's going to be Nick, and it's going to be Andrew. I think everybody's kind of agreeing that's going to be your top 5. Now, somebody else can come in and make that top 5, and one of those guys can drop out of the top 5. But it helps to have that momentum and going.
I tell you about momentum from my perspective. I came in fourth, just like exactly like Martin, who came in fourth. I went home, and you know what? Honestly, I can see it in my eyes that, wow, I'm fourth. Oh, look out now. I'll show you what I'm going to do next year. Right. Because I came in fourth with authority. I could have been much better, but it doesn't matter. I left the stage, and believe me, I shouted on the audience, and I said, thank you. I'll be back next year. I think Martin right now is always going to envision, oh, yeah, I'm fourth. Now, if I improve a little bit more, I'm going to climb that ladder a little bit more. So I don't see why not Marcus come in with another Marcus. Let's say if he doesn't have
the momentum this year. He took, what did he take, 3rd or 4th at the Pittsburgh show?
Pittsburgh, yeah. Now that's kind of what I was thinking about. Do you think that could hinder him going into Olympia as far as his last showing being a little?
He's got to prove it. He's got to come in looking really good.
I disagree about. Well, I disagree that he's not going to be capable, but I think
he's capable. But he doesn't have the momentum.
He knows what went wrong in that last show, and he needs to improve it. We talked about it.
Prove it though.
John, just picture Martin coming in 10% sharper than last year. 10%. You know what? I mean, deeper striations.
He's got to do it.
Oh, yeah, of course. If he's not going to do it,
he was off against Bumstead. He was off at that show. Then he was off in Pittsburgh. He's off twice. Okay.
Look, I got to tell you something.
Missed twice.
I don't want to blame that on his coach. I think his coach is pretty good, but then again, I might not agree 100%, but we need to improve on that quality for Martin to be Martin. Martin needs to come in hard as a nail. Okay? There is some calculation that could be adjusted in some area. I don't talk to him about it, but he needs to come in etched to the bone. He needs to come in harder than he ever had to be in the winner's circle. It's going to be more difficult this year, I tell you. But the body that he has is capable. Yeah, his body is capable. Let me see if you have a cross-cut, let's say striation in his quad. Let's see if you have etched to the bone. Let's say, like, you know how Hadi get the chest and abs and the thighs hard like a rock? Let's see Martin get those really etched to the bone, and he got up there instead with symmetrical body. Guess what? It's doable. Let's see if he's going to do it. It's up to him and his coach. And I don't want to say more about coaching, but it is really important how to peak.
I think the way I look at it is more of like the mentality. So the mindset of it going in, because obviously that can make or break you. Cortisol, things like that, heightened, your anxiety, angst, all that can make a hell of a difference.
Just that.
I'm not saying just that. I'm saying the fact that his last showing was not the best at all. So even though he was riding high at the Olympia, the fact that at Pittsburgh he definitely it was a tough tough for him. So I wonder if that could hinder him as far as just mentally going in. That will
hinder anybody, Martin, and anybody, Marcus. But you know what? Looking at Martin personally, I know he's a strong person. Mentality he's a calm person. I don't think he's one of the guys that panic. But the number and the calculation and the peaking has to be done the right way.
Yeah.
I know what's the right way. I don't know exactly what his coach doing, but I know his quality could be another 10% sharper.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think you could say all of them guys are going to be like mentally strong as hell, like at the forefront of mental toughness. Anybody who's placing at the Olympia, just to be able to get that far personally, you know what I mean?
You're right, Marcus. I mean, you could look at it like two ways. Like if you're expected to do well, you could let the pressure of that get to you, and then you could fold and fuck up. Or if you do bad, then you could come back with the attitude like I'm going to show everybody. I'm going to show them. And then you're hungry, and then you're going to come in with
like an underdog mentality.
Let's get back to Nick Walker. See, the Nick Walker came back, and he showed up in New York. like really hard, okay? And it was clearly visible that he made improvement in his quality. He came in ready. Unless Martin doesn't do that additional improvement quality-wise, then, I'm not going to say more. He need to if he wants to be in the winner circle. I tell you what, Hadi Choopan is going to be ready. I tell you again, Samson, he's got army right now in his gym, and he's making it like a training camp.
Yeah,
he's
it's pretty
focused.
Dope. Yeah.
Hopefully, he's going to have the right adjustment made to have his paper thin skin. So anyway, I wish him all the best. I'm passionate about it, and I talk about it because I want the best man win. That's all. May the best man win.
Here's the bump that even though he deserves 15 hot takes, here's my hot take is I think Nick, and to go off what John's saying, that momentum, that nod, I think we might see top 2 Nick, man. I don't know. We might see maybe top 3, but realistically top 3, 1,000, but I feel like the nod helps, man. I really do. Even though I know it's what happens that day, that week on stage, what you see in front of you, but I feel like we hardly see someone fall off heavily. Go ahead.
When you don't do things right, you always go back to the drawing board and you look at why you did not come out 100%. You analyze everything that you did.
Yeah.
You want to do what you have done when you looked at your best and repeat that and improve on that. Right? So, anyway, that's another topic. I guess we'll be talking about the Olympia in the next few episodes.
Oh, yeah, we got 7 weeks left to the Olympia, so we'll be talking a lot more about that.
It'll be exciting. It'll be exciting. Yeah. Really.
It's going to be passionate.
I feel like competing, Jean, but I guess it's a little bit too late.
I did it, Samir.
It's never too late. Look at John, man.
Yeah, well,
60s is the new 40s.
Yeah, here we go.
John, we have to go where we can go now. There's certain things you have to be.
John just went on stage.
It's all.
John got better hair than most 30-year-olds. I mean, come on.
Look, you know my mentality. Like, if I'm 40 years old right now, and I know what's been going on in the game, I will wear a shirt. 1925 Mr. Olympia. I'll wear it ahead of time. And I believe in my heart that I could win. But again, I'm not 40 anymore.
I might have to put that on a shirt.
I'm going to tell my guys again, John. It's important warning from me. Don't stand like that. Be professional.
You got to
be masterful. And I'm going to put Chris Acero's name on that guy because Chris, he thinks this is okay. Chris, this is not okay.
We can do the how they got like the people's chant. We can do the penguin trophy for Olympia. Whoever gets the penguin trophy is the worst.
This is not okay. If you want Samir to like you, don't stand like that.
All right, guys,
the truth must be told.
Yeah.
I have to let it up my chest, John. It's annoying. It's bothering me now. Anyway.
All right, guys. We
will good talking to you guys.
And see what else is new in the world of bodybuilding. Until then, keep it old school.